Your About Us page is where you get to talk about you as a business, right? All those awards you've won. Oh, and don't forget how long you've been in business. And oh, how much you love cold brew. Actually, it's not really about that. Here's the deal. If you want to win more clients, your entire website needs to solidify how and why you're the best business to solve their problem. And since the About Us page is generally the second most visited page on any given website, right after the homepage, yeah, your About Us page needs to be about that too. The good news is there's a really worked out formula for this, and if I were to create or redo your About Us page, there's a handful of things I definitely put on it, a few that I might include, and one thing that should pretty much never go on your About Us page because it can actively work against you. So let's just start with those must-haves, right? Every good page starts with a good headline, but rather than wasting it with the standard About Us, let's go a little deeper and use a headline that emphasizes your why. Why do you do what you do? What do you stand for or fight against? Did you used to struggle with the very same problem that you solve for your clients now? Any of those prompts can be the basis for a really powerful and compelling headline. So just start it off with a statement like, I know firsthand how bad habits can sabotage your relationship with your dog. Or, we believe a healthy smile is the ultimate first impression. Or use a really simple should or shouldn't statement like, you should remember your wedding night as the most epic party of your life. Just keep it really short and simple. A headline like this is a great way into your page because it not only emphasizes the problem you solve, but it puts a really human face on it too. In other words, it bonds you to your prospect. So now let's continue with the actual text of the page and the next element that I would add in here, which is a very brief explanation of why you're qualified to help. And if you can do this with a quick story or anecdote, even better. The point here really is to just build your authority without ever getting too self-indulgent about it. So what I recommend is just a single paragraph devoted to this, no more. How did you become an expert in your field? First-hand experience, trial and error? Did you get any kind of training? Remember, you want to keep this human, story-based, and really short. Next, you'll want to segue into the next element, which is your next few paragraphs, where you talk about how you help your clients. This is super easy. You just need to explain what you offer, how you deliver it, and how it's going to make their lives better. And whenever you find yourself making your own business the focus, try to find a way to turn that brag around as a benefit for your clients. So rather than just saying you're the best, talk about what your clients are going to get that makes you the best choice. So rather than just saying I'm the best wedding DJ in town, you're going to want to talk about what you provide that makes you the best wedding DJ in town. So what I have here is a sentence that says, your dance floor will feel like the center of your universe, memories will be made, and your friends and family will repeat, that was the best wedding I've ever been to, until you're almost sick of hearing it. So you're really hitting on the benefits that you provide, and that is what makes you the best. So what you want to do here is just take a few paragraphs. Like, this isn't super long text. It's just maybe, I think it's like 5 really short paragraphs. Don't be stiff or corporate. You want to write with personality. And you really want to paint the picture here, not just how you're going to help your clients, but how that's going to show up in their lives. So that's going to make up the bulk of your About Us page. But if you really want to make it hit home in a much more real way, you want to add in some kind of proof that what you do works. Now, the 2 easiest ways to do this are to add in either a testimonial or a relevant statistic, or possibly both. Obviously, testimonials are incredibly powerful social proof because you're letting your past clients talk you up so that you don't really have to as much. And you really want to choose carefully here because not all testimonials are equal, and some just do a much better job at selling you. So what you should focus on here is finding a testimonial, or several if you can, that do a good job at supporting the claims that you made in that last section. So if you talk about how much you pack the dance floor as a DJ, use a testimonial that backs that up. So ultimately, you want to choose testimonials here that do a really good job of talking about the problems you solve, how you help, and maybe even that overcome some objections, rather than just those vague blanket statements of, he was great to work with, or, great customer service, that kind of thing. Those tend to not do a very good job in selling you, so choose carefully there. Or maybe you have some compelling statistics. You can talk about how many clients you've helped, how many 5-star reviews you have, how many awards you've won if you think that's relevant, or how many years you've been in service. These are good authority builders, and just having a section like this really helps because it's very visual and you don't have to devote too much written text kind of talking yourself up. But really start thinking about, have you saved your clients a certain amount of money, or have you saved them a certain amount of time? It's a great thing to put right here in a statistics section. Okay, next, you need to show that you're a real person, or if you're a team, that you're made up of real live human beings. And generally, you'll do that in a photo, or if you want to get fancier, video works even better. So I can't tell you how many websites I've been to where there's literally zero trace of the people behind the business. There aren't any photos, or even worse, there may be stock photos that are meant to represent them and their team. And that just leaves a bad taste in my mouth, honestly. You know, while your About Us page really isn't about you, the fact is, people want to do business with other people, not with faceless, nameless corporate entities. So it may feel a little self-indulgent to include a photo of you or your team. It's really not there for you. It's there for your prospects to show them that, you know, see, I'm a real person and I'm being transparent with you, and I stand behind my work enough to actually show you my face. Okay, so before we get to the thing that you absolutely don't want to include on this page, let's talk about a little section that you may need depending on your business. So that's a section that highlights your qualifications, credentials, awards, or press mentions. So let's say you're a doctor or a lawyer, you probably need to list out your credentials, and this would be the place to do it toward the end of your page. It's not really going to connect on a human or emotional level, but there are definitely those people out there who are a bit more logical when they're researching, and this might be really important to them. And if you've won any awards for your work, or if you've been featured in any media outlets or blogs or anything like that, it doesn't hurt to highlight that here at the end. It just speaks more to your authority and credibility. The point is just not to lead with that stuff. Okay, so now let's talk about what I would never include on your About Us page. And it's something I see so many businesses do and make this mistake. So I'm talking about team bios. So what's wrong with featuring your team and linking out to their socials and all that good stuff? A, it's a distraction. Once people are looking at your team's photos and reading all about their hobbies, their favorite quotes, and then clicking on their Instagram profile, look who's not thinking about working with you all of a sudden. Remember, everyone coming to your website is super distracted as it is. Don't provide them with additional distractions that don't work toward converting them to a paying client. And the second reason is, let's face it, these sections are all about you as a business. And while it might be nice for team morale to let everyone show up to the party here, it's just not client focused enough to make the cut. But what about the rest of your site? How are you going to make the most of it to properly sell your services and put client generation on automation? I've got you covered here in my free masterclass where I'm going to show you all my secrets for creating or redoing any service business website that gets clients on demand. So just click right here and I'm going to get you on the right path.